Well, today I'm down shooting several guns, but the one that I have been neglecting for a while is this 6.5 Swede. I've looked and I think it's been a couple months since I actually shot this, or at least since I did a video. I actually had to look back on the videos to see where I was on it because, I've been concentrating on other guns and so you kind of lose track of where you were. But it's one of them days where we've got rain coming in and it's pretty cold. Our warmest day of the year was like the day before yesterday. It was like 98 degrees and it was a cooker. And now this morning it's 50 degrees. So it's getting to be toward fall. Well, one other thing I was going to mention, YouTube has been changing gradually in their, octopus kind of way. And the one thing that, like I know Gun Geek had a chat the one day, and it was one of them where now I can see the chat, but I cannot comment on the chat or see comments on the chat. I expected this kind of stuff. There's going to be a lot of little screw-ups, but to me it looks like it's getting better. If we can shed this whole Google Plus stigma, I think we'll be all right. The most you can do is hope it gets back to where it was, which is sad. But like I say, I think it's improving. But one thing that's still kind of screwy, especially since a lot of people are on the Google Plus or came into this under the Google Plus thing, I get comments, or I get messages, but I can't reply to them. And in fact, if I try to reply to them, try to go to my messages, it sends me to some strange channel called Messages, which isn't, you can't reply from there. It's some strange thing, but you can't even see, there's nothing on it, but there's a channel called Messages that it sends me to. But I figure there's going to be a lot of bugs. It's going to take them a long time to work out. But anyway, somebody had sent a message asking that he needed help with his M78, asking if I still had an M78 Zastava, the 9mm version of the Zastava, and I do have it, and I'll be glad to help him in any way I can, but there again, you still have to, in order for me to get back to you have to do it through the email at that Log Cabin Looms at Gmail. That's the only way I can get back to you. Like I say, the messages are still freaky. But it looks better, it's making improvements. And one thing about these, okay, there's a lot of people who have these, and I think it's a pretty popular gun. But between the two, I have that M57, and if I had to make a choice, I would go with that M57. The thing that makes a difference is if you reload. Because 9mm is handy because you can buy it anywhere, no big deal, real common. But that Tokarev round is a very impressive round, though, if you have to buy them, it's kind of expensive. So if you have the option to reload, and you have a choice between the two, I would go with that M57. Fast little, nice round, very interesting round. The gun is really the same. You're looking at it, you can't tell the difference unless you pop the mag out and look that this has got that spacer in the mag well. Because this design was really made for the Tokarev round. But it's an impressive round. So if there's that option in there, if you're willing to reload, I would go with that M57. But this M78, nice cheap gun, fairly available. I see them go on sale all the time. So that's one to keep your eyes open for. But if somebody does have a problem, I'll be glad to help any way I can, but you just can't do it through the to the YouTube messenger. I can't get them back from there. Kind of interesting to get back to this again, though. This is a pretty impressive gun. I like it. You know, the only thing, you know, it's got them buzzer sights, which aren't the best. Particularly like now, it's kind of overcast and low light. There, it can be a bit tough to see that one. But she'll drill them. And these are, I'm using the 4064 and 129 grain bullet. And it works pretty well. It seemed I was shooting a little bit low on some earlier targets, a little, you know, because what I like to be is at 100 yards, just a hair above the bullseye. So I might end up grinding this number 2 sight down a little in the end, but he's a smooth worker. Just a nice gun. I like, you know, it's a long thing, but I kind of tend to like long ones. Very happy with it, but like I say, I just kind of feel like I've been neglecting it, but that tends to happen. But now I got to shoot that 351. That works kind of good. My deflector here, I can shoot them off the bench and they all end up right here, which is handy. Once in a while I get a stray one that jumps out, but not bad. Yeah, I think I got her. But I have to run my sights as low as they'll go. So I think I must be getting close to the maximum. You know, the funny thing about this, you know, it might look like it's got recoil to it, but it isn't the normal recoil because it's that big massive bolt moving back and forth that makes it move. Otherwise the gun, it was really fairly mild. Just that there's a lot of moving going on in there. I thought that was it. Well, I got 5 more of them left. Then I can reload with the heavier load. So that's about 100 of them. But the gun works flawlessly. You know, in all this shooting, I haven't had a failure yet with it. likable gun. Just a little weird, but I'm glad I got it. But I'll have to try some of them heavier bullets at a heavier load, because it was advertised as a gun that shoots through steel, and I finally found where their claim of shooting through steel was through 1/4 inch steel. So if I get it there, I'll be happy.